video of allotment of shares on my YouTube channel. I hope you have viewed it. Now, after getting the application form, the Board of Directors approves the acceptance of such application in the board meeting by passing a resolution. So this is called as allotment of shares. What do the Board of Directors do? When the subscription list is over, a representative of the company will collect all the application forms and will give it in the company. Company will scrutinize the forms and they will then decide, they means the Board of Directors, will then decide as to whom the shares are to be allotted. Now, under the Companies Act, we have seen the following rules, that a public company making an offer in excess of 10 crore need to have dematerialized form. Again, an unlisted company for new issue with effect from 10 September 2018 need to have dematerialized form. Then any other class or classes of companies as prescribed by the Act, they need to have dematerialized form. So, company need to be listed in the stock exchange for dealing in dematerialization of shares. So the company need to follow certain rights. They have the freedom to convert its shares into dematerialized form at any point of time, but they have to follow the provisions of the Depositories Act 1996 and regulations issued thereunder. So as per the Depositories Act, whatever rules and regulations are there, the company need to follow. So provisions or conditions for allotment of shares, when we say provision, we mean rules. So under this, every company issuing shares has to comply with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 with regard to allotment of shares. As per the Companies Act 2013, company need to follow following rules. It has to follow prospectus and allotment of security rules, issue of capital and disclosure requirements. So all these company rules 2014 and SEBI regulation 2018 need to be followed. So for allotment of shares, company has to follow certain statutory provisions and general principles. We have done some points of statutory provisions in a previous class, but I am revising again for more better understanding. So now let us learn about statutory provisions. When we say statutory provisions, they are provisions laid down by the Companies Act 2013. The first thing that the company has to do is registration of prospectus. So it will be filed with the Registrar of Companies for registration on or before the date of publication. So company need to register prospectus with Registrar of Companies. This prospectus must be signed by every proposed director in case of newly formed company or director or his duly authorized advocate. So company will appoint some representative, some authority to sign the prospectus before filing it to the Registrar of Companies. Now, for this, company also need to understand that they need to collect application money. The Companies Act states that along with application form, application has to be paid minimum of 5% of the nominal amount of such shares or such other amount as specified by SEBI. So application money, how much it should be? Minimum 5% of whatever total amount that the company has to collect per individual investor or subscriber of the share. But sometimes the SEBI may also direct a certain amount that the subscriber of the share or investor need to pay. SEBI has specified for public companies the application money to be minimum 25% of the nominal amount of shares. Whatever is the total price of shares, uska minimum at least 25% it has to be. Application money is to be paid in the bank specified by the company. So, company bankers are appointed where application money is paid. Now, minimum subscription. I told you in the last class also that this is a very important point where even short note can be asked for 5 marks. Now, as per the new syllabus, the marking scheme is changed, but this particular topic is important for short note as well. So let us understand what is this minimum subscription amount. It is the minimum amount that the company has to collect. It is mentioned in the prospectus and it is to be collected within 30 days from the issue of prospectus. So SEBI has stated that minimum subscription should be 90% of the issue. Suppose the issue is 1 lakh rupees, then 90% of 1 lakh will be 90,000. So it should be at least 90% of the issue which the company need to collect. If the company fails to collect, then the company need to appoint certain representative called the underwriters. Now, when company gets less amount or company does not collect minimum subscription, it means it has been undersubscribed. That means company wanted 90,000, but only 50,000 is collected. So, in that case, the minimum number of shares applied is less than the shares offered by the company. Less subscription have been received by the company. So that is why we call it as undersubscribed. So usually, if minimum subscription is not collected within specified time, then it is a big risk for the company because the company needed to return back the entire application money to the subscribers within 15 days of closure of issue. So to avoid such a situation, company may enter into an underwriting agreement with the underwriters. So underwriters play a very important role in helping the company to collect the amount that the company requires. So just imagine the situation if the company has not appointed underwriters and it gets undersubscribed, then the company is in a fix. It has to return back the entire application money, that too within 15 days, and it has to redo the entire process of issue of shares. So minimum subscription amount is very, very important for a company to collect this money. So an underwriting agreement is made with the underwriters. They sign a contract with the company. The underwriters sign a contract with the company. Company enters into an agreement with the underwriters by paying them a commission. Underwriters won't do the work free of cost. A commission is given to the underwriters. The underwriters, after taking the commission, assure the company to take up the unsold shares. So if the issue is undersubscribed, company has received less subscription, then the underwriters take up the unsold shares so that the company gets the required minimum subscription, and later on the underwriters sell the shares. So here the underwriters buy the shares for a certain period of time. They are the owners because there was an undersubscription. Undersubscription means the company has received less subscribers for its shares. So underwriters help the company to collect minimum subscription, because minimum subscription amount is very, very important. If the company fails to get minimum subscription, then it has to return back the entire money, which the company do not want to do. Yes, that is why a contract agreement with the underwriters is done. It is called as underwriting agreement. And underwriters get a commission for the same. Now, after closing of subscription list, the time period given to the subscriber is over. So SEBI tells the subscription list must be kept open for at least 3 working days and not more than 10 working days. In this period, the applicants can apply for the shares only when the subscription list is open. So, till the list is open, within the number of days that the company has specified, the SEBI has specified, the subscription list is open. Once the date is over, the subscription list is closed. So certain terms and conditions are mentioned, which the applicant or the subscriber of the share or the investor need to understand before entering into any contract with the company. After the subscription list is over and the forms are now with the company, the board of directors will decide the basis of allotment. So allotment of shares will be on the basis which will be decided for each category of subscribers. Allotment will be as per the minimum application size as fixed by the company. So company will decide as to who will get how many shares. Company will decide as how many shares are to be given. Minimum application size the company will fix. And accordingly, the company will decide for allotment of shares. Now, this was all about under subscription, where underwriters are appointed. They take care if there is under subscription. Now, let us begin with oversubscription. What will happen if there is oversubscription? Oversubscription means the company has received tremendous response from the investors, and the investors want the shares. They are likely to invest in the company because the company is showing promising results. So here, when there is oversubscription, it means when the application received for shares are more than the number of shares offered by the company. In this case, it becomes difficult for the company to allot the shares, as it has to decide as to who will get the shares first or to whom the shares are to be allotted. Right? So here, SEBI does not allow any allotment in excess of securities offered through the offer document or prospectus. Prospectus, what amount is mentioned there? Only that much amount the company can collect by way of issue of shares. Not more than that, because SEBI does not allow more investment than what it is mentioned in the prospectus. However, it may permit to allot not more than 10% of the net offer. So, you have mentioned in the prospectus this much or this much, you got more subscription. Now, in that, it may permit 10% of the net offer. It may give an extra bonus, or we would say rather extra facility to the company. Okay, you can collect 10% more than what you are offering in the prospectus. It will do so only seeing the company and its credibility, not otherwise. Now, so again, to list the shares, permission is required to deal on stock exchange because we are dealing it in a dematerialized form. This is National Stock Exchange. You can view here. What does it mention in its provision? It mentions that every company, before making a public offer, shall apply to one or more recognized stock exchanges or stock exchange to seek permission for listing its shares with them. So in order to trade online, permission is to be required from the stock exchange, which the company need to apply. And it will apply to a recognized stock exchange, not any other stock exchange. The prospectus shall mention the name of the stock exchange and the fact that an application for permission to list in that stock exchange has been made by the company. So this declaration is given by the company that they have applied to the stock exchange that they are interested to list their shares in that particular stock exchange where they have applied for. This declaration need to be known to the public by mentioning it in the prospectus. So here, listing means getting the name of a company included in the official list of securities that can be traded on a stock exchange. So shares are listed in the stock exchange. For this purpose, an application is made by the company, and this is declared. The permission is to list the company in the stock exchange is declared in the prospectus. It should be mentioned that in which stock exchange the shares are listed. Next, the company will appoint managers to the issue and various other agencies. What does this mean? It means that the company will now appoint proper authority for doing this task. Company has to appoint one or more merchant bankers. We saw no application money was collected. Hence, a company need to appoint a banker to act as managers to the public issue. Right? It also has to appoint registrar to the issue, collecting bankers, underwriters to the issue, and brokers to the issue, self-certified syndicate banks, advertising agents, etc. are appointed. So the board of directors make a decision for this as to whom we have to appoint, who will be our brokers, who will be our advertising agents. Company will advertise for itself that they are listing their stock. They are listing their shares in the stock exchange. So they will appoint bankers. Bankers are very important because every transaction will be done by the bank on behalf of the company. The investor will go to the bank to deposit the application money. So here the company will appoint the various agencies and managers for allotment of shares. Now let us understand certain terms. Registrar to the issue, it means institution that keeps a record of shareholders, debenture holders on behalf of the company. Self-certified syndicate banks, it means banks which are certified by SEBI, which can offer ASBA facility to investors. Now what is this ASBA facility? It is self-certified syndicate banks which the company will give its facility to the investor. Next. Now ASBA facility, we were talking about it. Application which is supported by blocked amount. That means that money is blocked in the bank of the company. The company will not use this money, because in case it is under subscription, the entire money is to be returned back. Hence, application which the investor does, it is supported by blocked amount, a certain amount which is fixed application amount which is given to the banker. It is an application made by an applicant to his bank to block the application money in the bank account of the company. In case of allotment, the application or the full issue value of the shares is transferred to the company's banker. So it means this facility that the money that the investor or subscriber to the shares pays in the bank is with the bank, that is the blocked amount kept with the bank, with the company's banker, and later on when the investments are done, the allotment is done, the call money is received, then later on this money can be used by the company. So it is a blocked amount that is kept in the company's banker, deposited by the applicant for the application that he has made with the company. He is getting shares, no? He is applying for the shares of the company, right? So he has to pay a certain application money. This application money is blocked amount with the company's banker. Okay? Now next, we will see the general principles. These are the rules that a company must follow in addition to the provisions of the Companies Act. Companies Act 2013, rules are there, but there are certain principles which the company need to follow for allotment of shares. So let us see those. First, proper authority. Now, the board of directors or the allotment committee is set up by the board and they have the authority to allot shares. So, if in objectives it is asked which authority has authority to allot shares, then you need to write the answer as board of directors. Next, allotment must be against application only. Now, the board of directors in the board meeting decide, or they have an allotment committee which decide as how the shares are to be allotted. What is the criteria that the company is going to follow to allot shares? Only on the condition that if application is made by the investor, then only he will get allotment of shares. Okay, then only he will get allotment of shares. If there is no application and the board of director is your friend or neighbor or uncle, still you will not get the shares because you have not applied for the shares. So here the investor need to understand that he need to apply in order to get allotment of shares, and that is in a prescribed time limit. Once the time is over, the company will not accept the application forms because the company has to move further with the other processes. Hence, only on application one can get allotment of shares. So reasonable time is given. Let us see. As per the Act, allotment shall be done within 60 days of receipt of application money. Once an investor or subscriber invests in the company, he has applied for the shares, he has filled up the application form, he has paid the application money. Then from that date, within 60 days, the receipt of application money should be there. So 60 days time period is there with an investor to pay the application money. Allotment can be made from 5th day from the date of issue of prospectus. Okay. So when can the allotment be given? When the prospectus is filed, remember? From the filing of prospectus from the 5th day onwards, allotment process the company can conduct. Okay. Next. Absolute and unconditional allotment. Let us understand what is absolute and unconditional allotment. Shares should be allotted on the same terms as stated in the prospectus and application form. So, whatever terms and conditions are stated in the prospectus and the application form given, then that only need to be followed. No change in the terms of allotment or new conditions can be added at the time of allotment. So company, whatever rules and regulations, terms and conditions is mentioned in the prospectus and application form, once it is printed and issued to the public, then later on no new conditions can be added. This the company has to be very careful while making the prospectus and application form. So company has to think and plan and well organize its prospectus, because prospectus would become like a mirror to the investor. Everything about the company will be mentioned in the prospectus, and the application form will contain all the details about the investor, why he wants to buy the shares, what are his requirements, again his signature, every detail, address, where does he stay, every detail about the investor will be mentioned in the application form. And why he will apply? Because he is interested to invest in this company. He is interested to invest in this company. Now here, the company has to be careful in planning the prospectus, and the company secretary, the financial manager, the board of directors, all are responsible for whatever facts and figures they mention in the prospectus. So, allotment should be done. It should be clear, no ambiguity over there. Whatever is mentioned in the prospectus and application form before it is allotted, the same has to be followed. There should be no unconditional allotment. Later on, you cannot add any conditions. I hope this point is clear for you. Next, communication. Very important to know. Without communication, nothing will work. So, the company has to inform the applicant that shares have been allotted to him by sending a letter of allotment or allotment advice. This letter gives the details of number of shares allotted, amount of allotment money to be paid, the date as to when the applicant can pay the money to the company bankers. So entire requirement that the company wants from the investor, it will communicate to the investor or to the applicant. It is also known as subscriber to the issue. Okay. So here, letter of allotment is communicated, which is also called as allotment advice, to the applicant. Now, let us understand the rules for the same. Allotment should not be contravention or violation of any other laws. Whatever laws the SEBI has mentioned, whatever laws the Companies Act 2013 has mentioned, the company need to follow all those rules. If it does not follow the rules and any subscriber or applicant complains to company law board, then the allotment process can be stopped by the proper authority and it would be treated as null and void. Hence, company cannot allot shares by violating or contradicting any other existing laws. So whatever law, rules are applicable, the company need to follow. For example, shares cannot be allotted to a minor. Minor means a person who is below 18 years of age. If a company allots shares after fulfilling all the above mentioned requirements or provisions, such an allotment is called as regular allotment. So what is regular allotment? Regular allotment is company is following all the rules and regulations as per the laws that are mentioned in various acts. But if even one provision is not satisfied, then it is called as irregular allotment, and such allotment is invalid. Now, when company makes an invalid allotment, then any subscriber or investor can take action, can complain to the proper authority regarding irregular allotment. In that case, the company can get fined, or the concerned directors may be jailed or even fined, or both, and the company cannot do the allotment procedure. Now, if allotment procedure is not done, then the company cannot collect the future capital that it requires when it does calls on shares. Now here, you need to understand that company, if it is completing all the rules and regulations and completing and doing all the necessary provisions, then when it allots shares in such a manner, we call it as regular allotment. So these terms are important. Please make a note of them in your notebook. Yes. So regular allotment, irregular allotment, these are the two terms. You need to make a note of this in your notebook. Now the next topic, that is procedure for allotment of shares, is for self-study. So that topic is given as self-study. In the next class, I will be talking about share certificate. So here I end my lecture. Thank you for listening. Bye class. Be attentive, study well, work hard. God bless you, and be ready for upcoming tests which will be known to you only on the Telegram channel. And for extra information and videos, do like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you class. See you.